Welcome. We are here in our GTA business meeting. Thank you for being here with us today. We would like to spend this time together during this session, talking together, presenting again a little bit more to you about the GTA, and we have, as you have seen from the agenda, a number of different speakers as well that are going to be sharing their presentations with us. And what if we take a moment just to start again quickly? I know that we had the GTA workshop this weekend, so many of us had the opportunity to say hello, but not everybody. So could we take a moment to introduce ourselves, saying our name and the organization or destination and or where you come from, simply. My name is Darcy. I'm originally from Canada, but working with Green Destinations from Brazil.
Albert Salman, I'm founder of the Green Destinations organization and also of this alliance, and I'm from the Netherlands.
Hi everyone, I'm Jazz. I don't think I need this. I'm Jazz, representing from Copenhagen, Denmark.
Also from the north, from Finland, Kirsi, but working in Montenegro and part of the Balkan Green Initiative.
Hi everyone, Marina from Slovenian Tourism Board.
Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Robb and I'm a consultant from Canada. My company is called Swell Impact, but I also work with Green Destinations in Canada, particularly the Atlantic region.
And one of our founding partners of the GTA, as many of you are, if not all of you, in fact. Good.
Jose Maria de Juan, Madrid, company Coan Consulting and the company and escorting some new destinations in Spain to join the GTA.
Good morning, I'm Victor from Lanzarote as one of the founder or members of GTA.
Super, thank you, Victor. Julie?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Julie from France, and I'm working as a sustainable tourism consultant. And we are currently working with the French Touristic Federation, National Federation, and other organizations. So maybe we are going to be a new partner. We'll see.
Super. Welcome, Julie.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I'm Ulla. I'm Finnish-Austrian. I live in Belgium, and I represent Eurocom, which is a consultancy in the north of France, where we work also with green destinations.
Morning, everyone. I'm Stephanie. I work in the French Ardennes in the Belgian border, and I'm working for a cross-border project that I will present to you later.
Hi, my name is Katarina. I'm co-founder of Tourism Lab and Think Tourism Croatia.
Hi, everyone. I'm from Taiwan. I'm Nikki Chen. I'm Yiting Chen, and you also call me Nikki. I work as a planning session chief of Northeast and Yilan Coast National Cycling Area headquarters under the Tourism Administration in Taiwan, and it's my co-workers and my director in National Cycling Area headquarters. Thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Chen Hui. I'm from Taiwan and work for the Northeast Coast and Yilan National Scenic Area. Yes.
This is even very difficult for us to say.
Okay. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mahfouz Kishek from Jordan Tourism Board, and I work there as a consultant. I'm project management. Thanks.
Good morning. I'm Wael from Jordan. I'm the Deputy Managing Director of the Jordan Tourism Board.
Hi, I'm Iyad Kayali, and I'm the Regional Director of Green Destinations for the Middle East, North Africa, Southern Europe region.
Hello, I'm Alison Berg from Acorn Tourism Consulting. I've been working in the UK with Scott from the North York Moors and also with Jordan and in Colombia specifically. Okay, thanks.
Hi everyone, I'm Scott Elliott. I'm here for the North York Moors National Park, but I work for Visit Britain and Visit England as well. I'll take it around, Darcy, isn't it? Why not? Get some extra exercise in.
Good morning, everyone. We come from Taiwan welcome to Taiwan. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jana. I'm from Good Place from Slovenia.
Hi, name's Simon. I'm from Outeractive, a tech platform hoping to bring a bit of reach and visibility to the Good Travel Alliance. Born in Germany, but living in Ecuador.
Hello, my name is Holger, Tourism Impact, based in Zurich, born in Germany, Austrian by heart, and one of the founding partners of Good Travel Alliance.
Hello, I'm Hanna. I'm from Ukraine, Lviv city, in West. And I'm here together with my colleague.
Yes, thank you, Hanna. My name is Sofia. I'm from Lviv Tourism Office, Lviv City Council, and I'm from Ukraine. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Monique Chen. I'm from Sustainable Travel Taiwan.
Here.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Beatriz from Mexico and Mayan by heart, as Holger says. I live in Riviera Maya, founder of Riviera Maya Sostenible, Sustainable Riviera Maya. Thank you.
You like that, Mayan by heart, right?
Yes, and founder as well of GTA.
Super, thank you. Thank you, Beatrice. Jean-Louis?
I'm Jean-Louis Moretti from Corsica.
Just south of here, huh? Yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Elizabeth. You already recognize my voice because I will be telling you when you have to go to different plenary rooms. And
she says that she's saying it with love.
no, I don't say it with love. We have to keep to a timing, so I will be there telling you to go. Yes, exactly. So I work for the Good Travel Alliance and Green Destinations. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining.
Great, thank you everyone. Oh, actually we don't, we have Thelma over here too. Excuse me, Thelma.
My name is Thelma. I'm from Aqaba Tourism, the Aqaba Special Economic Zone Authority. I'm product development, tourism product development, and I love my job. And I love sustainability as well.
Me too. Super. Welcome everybody, welcome. Okay, so we have this as the agenda for today. Of course, starting a little bit differently in the timing, but just to give you a quick look at that. For those of you who were not with us in the workshop nor in the meeting yesterday, we just wanted to present you a visual flowchart of our GTA, what we're calling our GTA roadmap. This is something that we've been working on for the last months in order to help us to understand who we are and what we're doing together with you, and of course wanting to share this now here also with you. And again, what we're trying to show here is that working as the GTA with different destinations, regions, or countries, we have developed a series of scans. Many of you, thank you very much, have kindly used them to help us to start a first self-assessment of some of your activities, of some of your trails, etc. So we appreciate your work and your engagement and your help working on those with us. You saw and you understood that they were a product in development. But we, again, we appreciate you having taken the time to use them, to give us your feedback on them. And just so you know, you see that we have more scans here than what we shared with you in those first instances. And that's because we are actually continuing to develop a series of scans, some of whom are not here also, to to answer some of the other questions that we weren't really getting at in any of these first scans. So some questions, for example, that are asking, asking more about nature, asking more about community impact, and otherwise. And as you know from all of you who participated with us in those pre-assessment scans, we did a scan verification with you and or the providers that you had helped us to identify in order to, to validate that data. And today, of course, we have the pleasure to have Jazz here with us, who's going to share with us, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, the KPI framework on which we've been working and talking a lot about for this past year. And some of us had some opportunity already yesterday to play with it, to be on it, to be in it, which was very exciting. And so Jazz is going to share with us more about this. The KPIs are, of course, the next step from the criteria scans to the indicator, the indicator measurement, monitoring, assessment work that we know is crucial and critical for our continued work in doing what we do. This along, of course, with the analysis of visitor feedback as well. And just to let you know, in all of the kinds of recognitions that you see pointing down to, we've also developed, and just to jump to, to our bottom square here, or rectangle, we've developed together with Beatrice and her team, what we hope you will find is a beautiful brochure highlighting the different experiences that you worked on, that your providers and your destinations worked on with us, and we're going to present them here during this event. Including what we were able to do with you just in these last weeks, Stephanie, and everybody in the Ardennes project in France and Brazil. So this is all hopefully very exciting, and we look forward to sharing more about all of this with you. Elizabeth, Albert, I don't know if there's anything that you would like to touch on a little bit more? No? Okay.
So just very quickly, this is a little bit more specifically for the GTE methodology. So for those of you that haven't done it before, the way that we're evaluating good travel experiences or creating good travel experiences is that we've created multiple scans for activities, trails, providers, et cetera, to evaluate them. We're not certifying them, but we still want to have a way to distinguish activities and experiences in a way that showcases that they are making an effort to reduce their impact on the community and on the environment. And so this is why we have created different scans. So you can see that we first define what experience we want to have, and then we will make them complete the self-assessment scan. It's around 24 questions. After this, we will review their answers through a qualified expert that has a call with them, an evaluation call. So some of you here have already gone through this process and know what it's like. After that, we will then add them onto the brochure that we will be presenting tomorrow, and it will be officially launched, and you can scan it and download it and see all of your experiences showcased there. We also, for activity providers, we recommend that they are recognized, so either certified or scanned by us. So again, another scan, and then marketing and promotion, once again, through the brochure. So this is very briefly, because today the idea is that we want to have more of a discussion, less of a presentation. So really get feedback from you, get your questions, get your main concerns about all of this. And so we also have, we have the scans, and then we also have the indicators, and this is what Jazz is going to present right after me, very briefly. And then we also have a experience from Ardennes Tourisme, we were working with Darcy and I about 2 weeks ago, so they will also be presenting very briefly. So if you have questions, note them down, and we will have at least 30 minutes at the end of the session to really discuss everything and clear your doubts.
There's a lot that we've been talking about and presenting, and we hope that not only through the session today, but through the presentations this afternoon, and especially in the GTA Summit tomorrow, that you'll start to see better and understand better how all of these puzzle pieces fit together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a lot, and it's complex and it's complicated as all the work that we do is. But we know and understand that having this moment together you know, should hopefully help us, and of course having the opportunity to talk and ask questions, etc., will help you to understand who we are and where we want to continue to go together with you. And again, I'll stress that, to go together with you. None of what we're doing is set in stone. We know that we need to communicate more. We know and want to communicate better. And so we're trying to take these opportunities and, you know, and continue them otherwise online, not only by email, but we're putting together an online community as well, where we hope that we can continue all of these discussions during the times that we're not able to be together at different events in the world.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Darcy. Jazz, if I can invite you up.
Yeah. Thank you.
I edited it a bit.
Yeah, perfect. Can everyone hear me? Yeah. If I speak loud enough? Great, then I don't want this. Thank you. Great. Hi everyone, my name is Jazz. I'm the Chief Commercial Officer and one of the co-founders of Time Because. Yeah, next slide. Okay, you started there, great, fair enough. So I don't know what the flow of the slides are anymore. I might also just...
from here and then it's the same order.
Okay, fair enough. But let's start with a little bit about Because then. So this is a little glimpse into what Because is. What you're seeing in front of you is a coverage of the whole world on which hotels are certified globally. Every single one of these pinpoints does not represent a single hotel, it represents the destination. In each of these pinpoints, there's hundreds or thousands of hotels that are certified. So this is just to show you that certification is actually on the hotel level global. Next slide, please. And now let's go to this. Great. So what I'm here to talk about today is the work that we're doing as part of the Good Travel Alliance. It is to give the destinations the insights that they need. Obviously, you cannot improve what you cannot measure, and you cannot divert resources to the places which are most needed, the areas that are most affected, if you do not know what that is. And that's what we partnered together on the Good Travel Alliance to do. Already today, we're not starting from zero. So I know many of you have a question, how many hotels are certified in my destination? It's actually come up in some of the conversations I've had lately since yesterday. So that question will already be answered as soon as you sign in, because we have that data. We work both with Green Destinations and the Green Seal, or Good Travel Seal, but also the 80 other certifications that are in the world in hospitality that are either GSTC recognized or Travelers approved. So that's how we work. And this is the same data that is represented on Booking.com, on Google, on Expedia, which we're also happy to announce today, Cvent, which you were hearing in PR today as well, we've also partnered with. We are the data hub that all of these marketplaces connect to and get data on. So given we have that, we thought why not give it to destinations as well in a different scope. So you will already be getting that. Additionally, when we speak about automated data flow, one side is we work with certifications, the other side is we work with marketplaces. But finally, we also work with hotel chains. So Radisson Hotel Group globally, Sonesta, Accor are some of our clients, and we collect their data on sustainability from all hotels into our platform. And that can be used to pre-fill some of the questions that you might have in scans or in the Good Travel Seal, or further in alignment with the Good Travel Alliance framework or methodology. I hope I'm using the right terminology here. So,
we help each other.
Yeah, perfect. Going over to what we want to present today. Please welcome the Destination Indicator platform. I have to use it. Got it.
Yes. It's the live transmission.
Sorry. All right. So we've been working tediously throughout the year. We launched this initiative at ITB 2026. Since then, we've gotten a lot of feedback back from different destinations, different users, some so recent as yesterday, on how we can improve the tech platform that these indicators will live on. We have this today, and if I have time, I might show it to you live, but if I don't, I'll skip that part. Let me know. But basically, this platform, what you're seeing in front of you actually is a single destination. Here we've taken Lotus Hotel Group just to show you, but it's the same thing with the destination. A single destination on the left side being benchmarked with the group. You'll be able to compare both horizontally and vertically on these indicators. So what does that mean? A destination can compare across the different scans with another destination, but an activity or let's say a hotel or a trail will be also able to compare in their destination, but also across other destinations. So how are they being benchmarked? The more data we get in here, the more flexibility we can build into the benchmarks, which finally answers this question, am I doing good enough? And that's what we want to get to. Is what I'm doing good enough, or is there a competition that's happening now that everyone's working towards being the most sustainable product? I know we can't say that, but I'm going to say it now. A little friendly competition that happens towards who are providing the best experiences in the most sustainable way. And that is an answer that you'll be able to see yourself to where do we need to get to before it is the most sustainable at the current landscape. And I promise you this will change in the coming years, because what we hope happening is, and I think everyone hopes happening here, is there's an upwards spiral in the end. So everyone is leveling up because this is a journey. And having said that this is a journey, this is our second iteration now on this product, and we will keep making it better. I represent a tech company. Everything we do is not methodology that we leave to the experts, which is everyone in this room. We build the technical part of the platform. That's where we're the experts. We understand adoption, we understand how the tech works, and we understand how to push the ecosystem that we're all in a certain direction. So that's my expertise, but we will leave the questions that are part of the scans, the indicators, the methodology, how to calculate that to the experts of Good Travel Alliance and implement any feedback you have. Next time. Yeah, that was the workshop we had yesterday. A lot of good feedback, which I've already sent over to my CTO on the button not being placed in the right direction, people saving it all the time instead of using the save button. Some feedback back on the methodology with the use of word region, etc. So all of this feedback will be taken promptly and will be part of our roadmap, and we will keep iterating. So Darcy was using some slides at the Partners Day yesterday, which were from ITB 2026, and the screenshots there. 2025, sorry. Yes, I'm already, yeah. Darcy was showing some screenshots from there, and sorry I didn't update you, but that's already outdated because we have some new ones now. And what you're going to see at 2026 is most likely the next iteration for that. So we'll keep developing in the process of this. Next slide, please. And that's it, great. Do I have more time? Yeah, I can show just a little click around for 2 minutes. Yeah. I can just log in.
Okay. Cheers. Oh, I have a login.
And while Jazz is doing that, I just would like to take a moment as well to highlight the fact that the destination indicators that that many of us together have been working on, and that we've put into this platform are just part of what you in your destination can have access to. Right? So we've harmonized these indicators across the world globally in order to be speaking the same language, to be asking the same question in the same way with UN Tourism, with GSTC, with the World Hospitality Sustainable Alliance, and others. So again, that all of this will be here and available to you, not only in our indicator set, but as Jazz is alluding to, you have the other indicator questions that they have on the platform elsewhere that might be of interest to you, and specifically to you in your destination. And so that's something that that is also the beauty of this framework as well.
Great. So this is a live demo. Ask me any questions I have for the next 2 minutes, or afterwards on how this would work. Can I be on? Thank you. So first of all, this destination is not an actual destination, but what you would get, because there's no data to show at the moment, is an overview of which hotels are certified. Going into the indicators, the exercise we went into yesterday, you have this framework. You'd open this up. And you'll see the different topics that you need to report on. You can choose this view, or you can change it to this one, and start answering
the questions there are on this. You can upload files, you can omit the question, you can see the change log. And once you've filled out this framework, we go over to the analytics, which is what everyone wishes to see. Here, I'm just going to take 2025 data and do here, and I'm going to change the comparison as well to be, I'm not, okay, where you can see how your destination compares on the different questions there are. So this is fake data, this is not true, this is what we used for the workshop yesterday, but you have an indication of where this will be heading once the data is in there. For Good Travel Alliance, just to go into their side of the platform, they will be able to see this holistically as well across the destinations. And they can also then choose to compare, let's say, a certain destination, and we're going to select destination 1 to be compared with all the others. And if they want to look at 2, 3, 4, or 5, they can see that. You can see this destination has done really, really well over the last year, but this is fake data. This is just the start of where we're heading. We're going to be adding more and more usability, analytics, AI to give trend analysis as well, to give you what are the critical insights that you need. But this is the starting point of this. Cool? Yeah.
I think I've seen that somewhere you ask how did you calculate this?
Mm-hmm.
Will it be checked by someone or just the IA, or will just it be declarative, or?
Darcy?
Because I can give you another example. If you know EcoVadis, we know how it works. EcoVadis, people are just putting data like this, and it's not checked never.
If you use it for free, it don't have to be checked unless you want to use it for benchmarking. You say, I am better than others. If you want to use it for a claim, or if you want to use it to compare yourself with other hotels in your destination, or with your destination average, because we use the same indicators at activity level, hotel level, business level, destination level, country level. If you want to do that, you have to be validated. And we have in principle, the experts of all the TSA, which is thousands of experts and auditors who can do the verification.
Okay, so
this is more insight, and then you can move over in the methodology to the next step for validation or certification.
So the cost could be different in each...
Yeah, putting in your data, it will be free for any business, but if you want to be sort of checked, that will be a cost.
Probably just to add, because I think this is always a little bit of a misunderstanding, because we come from certification, that this is more or less a management tool, and certification is after that.
Yeah.
It can lead to certification.
Exactly. As I was saying, this is the start of the journey, and then the journey continues from there. And we are looking into ways where potentially this data can automatically be connected to the reporting platform that Green Destinations have, so that you can apply. So let's say you've done this, you're further, and you want to apply for third-party verification. You can press a button and the data just goes in there and fills the application. And then you fill out the remaining parts, and then you can display it everywhere you would like. And on that side, maybe just to give a little bit of like, where is this heading? The last box, the marketing, the sales. You heard at the start of my presentation that we work with Booking, Google, Expedia, and the others. And today they're showing which hotels are certified. If we're able to give them a catalog of other things that are certified, experiences, then yes, we can push them in a certain direction. And they're asking for this. The problem is, it doesn't exist. There's no data. I can't go to my contact in Booking and say, hey, here you go. Here's a data catalog that's third-party verified. It has to reach that point before it goes to Booking. And that's because of the Green Claims Directive, which we'll hear more about now. Is that part of the session notes today? No. Oh, okay. Tomorrow. Got it. Yeah. Yeah?
With the questions that people fill in, is that directly from the scan? If so, which one? Or do you choose your scan questions? I mean, what are the questions where the data's coming from?
So it's not question, well, it's indicators that are formulated into questions. So we'll be asking, for example, what is the percentage of local produce that you have in your destination that is offered by the hotels or by the providers? So the scan is, let's say, the first step just to verify the qualitative information, and then this indicators is more the quantitative data. And so we're trying to really have a differentiation between the claims that an activity or a business can make through indicators, which is measurable data. Instead of saying, oh, we are sustainable, we want to see the numbers for that. So the scan is the first step, just to kind of have this pre-evaluation, and then afterwards the indicators is really for measurable data and for benchmarking. We have for both, and we're also working on having it for activities, trails as well. For every scan that we have, we hope to have a set of indicators that is adapted for that that scan.
So as a user, you would go and select who you are.
Exactly. Yeah, correct. And for the businesses, we're also all of our GTS businesses that will be following our certification or our tools with us will have free access to this indicator system, which means that the destinations can have an overview of the businesses that are certified and have the indicator system filled out.
Questions? Yes. Oh, sorry.
Thank you. I think before go deeply with the criteria and how to, I think it's very important and very beneficial now to see what is exactly the difference between the green destination criteria and the travel alliances. Why you establish the travel alliances? Maybe from my understanding and my point of view, the travel alliances is focused more on the tourist. The green destination focus more on the sustainable area for the environment or ecosystem. The travel alliance, just we need to know exactly what is the reason behind the travel alliances, and I think it's focused on the tourists because from its name, you mean it's a good travel alliance, good travel experience. So are focusing about products, about attractions. So just if you give us the purpose from establish this organization. Thank you.
Super. Thank you for this question as well.
Briefly respond to that. This is spot on. Destination certification is checking and certifying sustainable destination management, according so far to the GSCC destination management criteria. But since only 0.1% of destinations doing that, we thought we need another tool, especially to address tour operators, travelers, visitors with a completely other assurance. The scans and the verification afterwards, also with KPIs and indicators, are an assurance of destination experience from the point of view of visitors. So while certification is organized from the point of view of destination managers, the alliance scans are developed from the point of view of visitors. How attractive is a destination when I have certain values? I want to see undisturbed nature, wild nature, culture, something else. So that is indeed the opposite perspective.
Holger? Or, no, excuse me.
I would like to add something.
Holger, excuse me, if I may. Yeah, okay. Okay.
I would like to add something because I think, should I? Or
Sure.
because
Okay. I would like to add something about the Good Travel Alliance. I mean, what always the idea was to connect much more sectors of the tourism into this. So we wanted to connect experiences in destinations also with the market through different channels, actually. So it's totally different to green destination certification. It's totally a different thing. But I have to say, and probably this is also feedback for green destinations, also yesterday there was a lot of confusion. I heard so many people, I heard even one thing that, oh, it's nice that you rename green destinations into Good Travel Alliance. We really have to be careful because it's quite complex, and we have to be careful with our own communication. I mean, I'm not Green Destinations, just to clarify, so I can also put that feedback to you, because there is a lot of confusion about that.
Thank you, Holger. We appreciate and understand it, and we'll continue to do our best to clarify all of this.
Thank you. How much are you already approaching or approached by already existing dashboards? We have European Travel Commission, we have UN Tourism, we have European Commission dashboard, and we have WTTC dashboard. I think this is a great sales argument for the Good Travel Alliance and Green Destinations, but how much are you feeling that you might be overrun by somebody else, or are you partnering?
So Darcy and I met at UN Tourism Day. I think that's the first part. So the new framework that they're also looking to build is something which we're also hoping to be part of. WTTC is actually a partner of ours. So we work with World Tourism and Travel Council. Thank you. There's a lot of acronyms. We work with them. So their Hotel Sustainability Basics we're the database for that. All that data actually lives in our platform, and we're working closer and closer with them for our platform to be potentially the way that they use that for. It's not a certification. They say that. They're figuring out what the future of that program is going to be in the future with the Green Claims Directive. But yeah, we work with those two. We are also working with the World Sustainable Hospitality Alliance, the HCMI, HWMI calculators, which are methodologies owned by them. We have them on our platform. Travelers to some degree as well on the certification list. GSTC, we also work with on the list on who is an accredited certification by one of these, or recognized certification by one of these organizations. So in that space, yes, we are working with these different industry organizations out there.
Okay. Thank you. Great. Thank you, Jazz. We know that there are more questions, and we certainly don't want to stop the conversation, but we would also like to continue with the other presentations, and then continue having the Q&As. Ula, please.
Thank you. Complete change of topic, I'm afraid. So I'm Ula. I represent Eurocom, and I've been based in Brussels for the past 20 years, so I have quite some experience with European funding and programs. And right at the start, when we got together for the Alliance, we started the discussion about how we can actually collaborate. So we have the work going on in the individual destinations. And then there is also the idea or the question, how can we actually collaborate with each other? For example, to support or to find additional funding to develop experiences in the different destinations, make them more sustainable. But then also find ways to exchange practices, to discuss the development of experiences and all aspects of it, even different types of things or innovations that are happening in experience development and so on. We got together very early to discuss this among the Alliance members. We had a few online sessions about it. I think one of the difficulties is that we have very different types of destination, and we also have a geographically very wide kind of scope. So it's hard to find different calls for projects that would fit such a group, or hard to combine different partners. And then of course there's also the investment of writing these proposals when you get into it. So that is something. So I think it would be really important to actually organize a session just about this, to understand who would like to get involved in EU funding. I know that there are quite a few people in the room who have quite a lot of experience, and so there are ways for us to maybe bring in new partners who have less experience. There are also EU programs where we can support development in third countries, so not outside of Europe. for example, in Asia, because I see we have Asian partners here. There is one thing that I think is very important to say, that we are at the end of the current programming period, and so there is not so much going on in terms of funding. And the challenges in Europe are really that there is a considerable decrease in national funding all across European countries, where the funding is diverted to other priorities because of this global political situation that we have. And that has also led to a lot of organizations, especially NGOs, to go for EU funding, to basically find additional funding that they can no longer find at national level. So it's become very, very, very competitive. So there is like in the past couple of years or 3 years, the applications have doubled or tripled in some programs and calls. There is also the idea, or not the idea, but the problem of AI, really, because a lot of applications are submitted with the support of AI. The more applications you have, the more people you need to evaluate them, and the quality of the evaluations has also been questioned. So there is enormous amounts of discussions right now at EU level about this and how it will actually continue for the next program, how all of this will actually work. That was the main message, really, but I don't know. I wanted this to be a little bit more interactive, and maybe also hear something from you, what you would like to work on, and what I can do, as if, you know, we haven't gone back to the discussion about the working group for the Alliance, but I'm happy to coordinate this, and so if anybody in the room, for example, has would like to work on something specific linked to the GTA and the Alliance, then I'm happy to discuss and find ways how we can collaborate also with each other on these topics. And maybe I should mention also, because we were talking about EU funding, there are of course other funding streams, but they're equally problematic, I think, at the moment. So it's a really challenging area. That doesn't mean that we will stop. We will definitely continue. And it comes down to the quality, really, of what we propose. If we have something innovative, something out of the box, something that somebody hasn't done before, there is no problem in having a good chance to have things funded. So if anybody has excellent ideas, please let us know. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, and there are some calls actually coming up which are for development cooperation in the near future. But obviously, then again, you need to be an NGO to be able to apply for those funds. Yeah. Yes, please.
For the funding, is it for EU countries or Mediterranean? Because there are some calls from EU projects for Mediterranean, which is
yes.
part of. So
yes.
In this case, Jordan.
Yes. I mean, there are. For example, a lot of the programs I have been involved in are more educational and capacity building and training and so on, which can also be interesting for the Alliance. And yes, there are calls for third countries. Usually they have to be led by a European partner, but they can have a focus in another part of the world, in another country. So yeah.
Even beyond the Mediterranean.
Yes, Asia, Africa, Caribbean. It's all yeah.
maybe it is just an idea. If you launch a call for the Travel Alliance implementation, and then everyone can see where they want to fit, this would be much better instead of bringing ideas from our side and just putting the offer.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if it is applicable. If you can, as EU funding, launch a scope of, let's say, not tendering, scope of work for the Travel Alliance activities or implementation for destination, and then they can pick from the chart that has been.
Well, I mean, I don't have the funding myself, but what we can do is some kind of survey maybe to identify the challenges or the needs you have in your different places, because these are obviously usually the basis for any kind of call that you develop, is the challenges or the needs that you have, and then you develop the project around how you can solve these challenges.
Or you can just link with the Green Destination team, and Green Destination can offer the capacity building for the countries or the destination where they have to improve, and to maybe it's an idea.
Just a quick response to that. Green Destinations, which will now be called, the Green Destination Solutions, which will become the Good Travel Institute, is offering capacity building projects. So we do have a lot of different tools, and we kind of tailor make proposals for destinations depending on what they're really looking for. And so it could go from preparing coaches and auditors to also supporting the destination towards a certification, helping businesses. So we really we very much cater to whatever the need of the destination is. So that is something that we already offer. But in terms of funding, that's where we're not that experienced, and so that's where we would need Ula's.
Yes, and of course, Green Destinations can also be a partner in this, and then provide these services for the different destinations. But I think you wanted to say something, Jose Maria? No?
No, just I think better from here, otherwise I feel nervous when I have the people when I have the people in my back. And yes. This is much better. No, the point is that it's something that we discuss sometimes also with Ula, that is from the very beginning, and we exchange because my company is exactly doing the same. We are now, for example, looking for these funny ways somebody mentioned to apply for funds. It's true that there is a decrease in the national funds, but for example, just to put an example, at this moment, my company is running single market program, Erasmus+, Creative Europe, and Interreg, and in all of them, there is certification involved. So in somehow, I was thinking, also something funny, I should thank Green Destination, because in some of these projects, they call my company to be partner because of our expertise in Green Destinations. And just to be representative, has been the occasion to do this. But given this point, I think is very important, and I insisted in that in several meetings of the Alliance, to have a kind of group to talk about this, because it's something which is a bit hard. So we are approached all the time by destinations which want to join the Good Travel Alliance, or to have this kind of tools, but the first question is, where is the money? We have a small money, and even worse, sometimes they have the money, they have money, but they don't have the people. And they don't know how to find the right people to formulate the project, so they just see the flow of euros in front of them, and they say, we see this flow, we have the need, but we don't know how to do it. I think this, the company of Ula, my company, others which are present here, would be extremely useful if we have this business model, which is also very, very interesting for the Alliance, because there are some tools that people is approaching, even me during these days. They say, we want to have this tool, but we don't know where to find the money and how to implement it. I think still there are many, many funny ways. In many of these models of projects, for example, I am now advising the ceramic route of Europe, and part of the pack, the working pack, is a certification model and an eco-label. Is almost every project, every route in Europe now is trying to find a way to have an eco-label, eco-etiquette, whatever certification, but they don't know where is exactly the money for this specific. And we know where is it. So this is what I feel is important. We can set as soon as possible, because we are in the right moment to do it, with many destinations trying to approach the GTA, especially small ones. The big ones is okay. they have people, but the small ones, they are totally lost in that. So if we build it as soon as possible with all the people involved in that, because I will do it anyway in my country. I am doing already that, but sometimes I feel a bit stupid. I am doing this in Spain, somebody's doing in France, somebody's doing in Italy, and we just meet for a coffee in the Green Destinations meeting, and we forget about. I think it's pretty stupid. So I think it's something we have to solve as soon as possible.
Just for sake of time, Alison, please, if you wouldn't mind to hold your question, we'd like to make sure that we give the space and the time and the opportunity to the other presenters so that we can make sure that we show all of that, and then we'll continue this rich discussion just afterwards. So please, with that said, Stéphanie, may I invite you up here as well, please? Speaking of someone who has lots of EU funding experience.
Okay, hello. I will try to speak in English. I hope it will go fine. Sorry. So we are brand new in the GTA, in the discovering green destinations processes and so on. I'm representing a small destination, which is located both in France and Belgium. And I will try to show you how I got the money to join the Green Destinations program. So we are working in the Interreg Cooperation Program, which is a program for sustainable development in rural areas that is willing to erase the border and find ways to improve mobility and many other things in cross-border areas. This is where I come from, the French Ardennes. There are four main themes, which are search and innovation, mostly for health issues, climate and environment, for biodiversity and so on, mobility, developing cycling mostly, and social cohesion, where we find tools for tourism. So, yeah, you can pass down. Just to insist that everything we talk about has to be cross-border, and always.
Between France
and
Belgium.
So this is the area, and we have managed to collect EU funding thanks to a EEIG, European Groupement of Economic Interest, that has been created thanks to local GDOs from the French Ardennes, province of Luxembourg, province of Namur, Liège, and a small part of the Luxembourg country. And thanks to that, we are working together and speak up, and we can apply and answer the calls for projects. And
what are the objectives and les enjeux? The states. Yes,
yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. That is just to say quickly, but we can pass that on. Sorry, it was really, really long. And same here, we are working together in a portfolio of projects, and the sustainable development is really at the heart of the project. And I will show you the portfolio and more specifically the project I'm coordinating. So it's very complicated, but we have 6 projects together, answering 2 of the strategic objectives, easy, demanded by the EU, social cohesion and mobility. The first project is our leader. We can go on. And he has 2 main goals: coordinate and communicate. That's our pilot. Then we have a project. Not.
Trying, but there we go.
Art and Tourism Competence, that is about training, helping the operators, accommodations, and so on, to gain and improve their quality and the quality of the offer all over the destinations. The second one is Art and Good Life, which is quite innovative because they want to prove how the nature is good for the health, and we are really, I love this project. It's how we promote well-being thanks to nature, and that will help us to be more attractive for the public. The other one is on cycling and infrastructure. It's mostly it's big money. It's infrastructure for cycles and nodes also, and resting areas and so on.
Look how beautiful that is. Yeah. Bicycle, right? Bicycle.
And then we have Art and Tourism Lab, which is working with the Slow Tourism Lab in the Aube-en-Champagne area. And that is how we try to put some innovation in our tourism business. And eventually, the one I know better, because I'm the coordinator, is sustainable tourism for everybody. We are really insisting on inclusion for this one. So we have 10 partners, quite a large budget, but that's okay. That is funded by 60% from Europe. And we have 3 main working objectives. I'm sorry. I hope it's okay. First, we work on the eco-responsible axis. So we go with the accommodation sites and so on, and help them to improve in their sustainable gestion management. Thank you. And so we have. I'm really sorry, I didn't prepare it in English. Here we are doing a study to evaluate and find some solutions regarding the impact of the climate change. We have also working on how we work with the locals, the inhabitants, and see how the growth of tourism will not impact their quality of life. That is very important for us. And the last one is having a global management for sustainable development in France and in Belgium, thanks to Green Destinations, because it's everybody is doing sustainable, and we want to work together and have the same
same strategic focus?
Yes, that's right.
Strategic direction?
Yeah, that's right. And the other, no, you can, si tu veux bien. The other one is working on inclusion, how we have a better offer for people with special needs. And the other axis is to promote mobility by bike or by foot. That's it. And then just quickly just for friends, the synergy between our projects. It's kind of, we all work together. All the projects have links together, but that was just a funny picture. And the coordination is is quite complicated, but we need it because we are 70 partners in all the projects. So we have one pilot, 7 projects, and 70 operators. 6 projects.
And you thought the GTA was complicated.
And so our pilots help us to les économies. We have many committees and so on, but the idea is to bring together and gagner du temps.
And save time.
Save time in the process. And then these are the tools we used all together. We have the same website, the same drive and so on, so it's easier for everyone. And our pilot also helps us communicate on, so this is how we communicate on our work, so together, mostly for EU interests, because they want us to say that thanks to them we can do this and this and this, and it's important. And also for the public, for our visitors, which is the most important for us. Là, tu peux changer. So we have common websites, and we have press, farm trips, and so on, and that's how we work together, thanks to the EU funding. Thank you.
Perhaps one or two questions as we're transitioning over to Simon, if there are any. Yes.
I know the Interreg program for sustainable tourism, but it's only EU countries. I think so, yeah. So which countries is your partner? Or
France and Belgium.
Just 2?
On this Interreg program is only France and Belgium, because the Interreg programs are all over Europe, but only for cross-border countries. There will be France with the Pyrenees in the south of France, and Germany and, not Switzerland of course, Germany and Poland maybe, or France and Belgium.
Oh, okay,
and
they
so
have borders, 2
Yes.
countries, they have to be very nice, yeah. So,
right.
yeah, okay. So maybe we can ask for the Interreg headquarter, for example, to share ideas with the Mediterranean countries of your experience and what you have presented, because or what you have working on, because we as also some projects we are working on, for example, rural energy saving for tourism buildings. So we would love to see what the implementation plan for your projects and sharing. So I don't know what is the channels. Maybe we can address that.
I am aware that there are Interreg programs around
the managing authority,
Mediterranean area,
with the managing authority.
and maybe you can just look more. But I know there are programs in this area. Yeah.
Okay. What if we, again, just for sake of time, we have a hard stop at 1:15 in order to break, if you want to have lunch. If you don't want to have lunch, no. No. There better be lunch. So we make sure we stop. Keep your questions. You know who each other are now. And again, we can continue this conversation certainly at lunch and elsewhere. Simon.
And I'll try to keep this as short as possible, so maybe there will actually be some time for questions, but I'll try not to rush it. So again, my name's Simon, I'm from Our Directive, pronounce he, him, and we talked about KPIs and criteria catalogs and the technical implementation of that. We talked about local action and how you can actually make sustainability a reality, and we talked about funding opportunities. So now it's actually time to talk a little bit about communication, and that's what we're bringing to the table here with the GTA. Wow, that was very smooth. I love that. This is where we started. Well, actually, one of the starts. So you might know at least one of these 2 handsome gentlemen. The other one is Hartmut Wimmer, the CEO and founder of Our Directive, and we had a long-going conversation with Green Destinations that culminated firstly in an MOU that was signed jointly at the conference in Athens back in 2022. And we had great goals and ideas back then. We really wanted to create more transparency. We believe in data. We're a tech company, so data is what we excel at. And back then, our main concern was that with this whole jungle of certification schemes that are out there, with over 200 tourism sustainability labels, it's just really confusing for people, for travelers, and we wanted to create some transparency, and we believed that, you know, we would make this big revolution, set up a centralized database for all of that. We talked to GSTC and all these other players. The reality is, not too much did come of this. The timing wasn't right. We were, in parts, not committed enough. A lot of the stakeholders, you know, had, let's say, emotions in working together, and it just became really difficult. And we also made sort of we had one oversight back then. There's something that we overlooked a little bit, and that was that data and certifications are very, very important in terms of transparency. They're important as proof. They are important for benchmarking and to hold you accountable to your claims. But when we look at the market, we see that there is still a huge attitude behavior gap. You're all very aware of that. People say they care about sustainability, they feel like they care about sustainability, but that does not mean that they will actively go out of their way to look for sustainable and responsible offers, and that they will actually take a look at the data, compare it themselves, and then make a decision based on that. We've done plenty of studies on that field, and this is what we learned. So one big issue that remains is that of visibility, because when I hear that, you know, we have all these destinations here, we have plenty more destinations who really are committed to responsibility, who are committed to sustainability, and then at the same time, I'll present some numbers in my talk tomorrow, we see that travelers still feel like they have no idea where to find sustainable options, they wouldn't know where to book it, and they still feel like it's way too expensive, way out of their price league, then something is not going right. And as I said, we're a tech platform. We have a huge community. And if we haven't managed to let our customers, our clients, our users, to let the tourists know where these options are available, who these destinations are that are committed, then we have failed. And we haven't done our job right. And then we have not been living up to the responsibility that we promised to Albert back in 2022. And we want to make a change to that, so this is why we're joining the Good Travel Alliance as sort of like a technical partner, as a community partner. And we want to solve this challenge that even the best sustainable initiatives often remain unseen. We want to put a spotlight on the stories of the world's leading responsible destinations, and we want to reach all the right travelers with that. So this is sort of what we want to bring to the table. You can, yeah, maybe go to the next slides. No, the one before that, please. So for those who do not know us, we are basically a tourism tech platform, which means we do two main things. One is we work very closely with destinations and other players in tourism, other professionals, where we provide a lot of technological solutions and packages all the way to white labeling all of their destination presence online. We also operate a B2C platform that is basically a travel guide of the entire world. Where your destination already exists, even you've never heard of us, you're there, believe me. And we have content from your destination, believe me. And we also have about 60 million individual users every month. So we have a lot of reach. We have a community of over 16 million registered users. We work with thousands of industry partners. And we sat down in the last couple of months, or last few months, with Albert and Darcy, really discussing what can we bring to the table for the Good Travel Alliance. And this is sort of where we want to start. This is really just a starting point. In the end, the main goal is that we want to give visibility to you. We want to give visibility to good travel experiences. We want to utilize our platform for that. This is where we're going to start with you. The idea is that we want to give all of you, all the Good Travel Alliance members, free access to our platform and to our community. In particular, we want to also make sure that the Good Travel Alliance, it's not a seal, it's a membership badge or whatever it's going to be in the end, will be displayed in the digital travel guide. Your Green Destination seals, if you have one, is going to be displayed there. And most importantly, we want to use storytelling to bring your good travel experiences to the community. So we want to publish your stories through the platform, give it reach and visibility, and we want to include that in big newsletter campaigns that we're sending out to our users. We have a newsletter every week that goes out to about 4 million travelers with really good opening rates, so this is already pre-filtered. Basically, whoever does never click on stuff is just out, basically. And we want to do at least 2 dedicated newsletters per year, only focusing on the Good Travel Alliance member destinations for the start. So that's the beginning. Next slide, please. Yes, of course. We're only handing out freebies. Well, we're at the same table with you guys. Like, this is our commitment. And we want to make this very easy and usable for you. So we will give you a very quick onboarding on this. There are 2 options for you. We're officially going to launch this. Am I allowed to announce that already? In Dubai at the Sustainable Destinations Forum at the end of October. Where we're going to have a proper workshop on this for those of you who will attend, which you should. Awesome place, awesome conference. But we're also going to have like an onboarding webinar later this year or latest in January for those of you who are not going to be in Dubai. And we're going to make the storytelling really easy. So there's going to be some sort of online form where you just basically enter the information. We might give you a little bit of AI support if needed. And then we are going to put this in the right format together with you and then publish it through the travel guide and see how we can get as much reach for that as possible. You're also going to have insights through our dashboard, etc. pp, but more on the technical details at a later point because, you know, lunch. So this is basically just a glimpse of the virtual travel guide. As I said, it already exists for your platform. But most importantly, so we're going to make sure that your story finds its way there. This is a fake story I came up with just to show what this could look like in the future. Oh, this is fast. This is, you might know the destination of St. Petersburg that replaced its car transportation with llama-drawn carriages. But what's most important is we also want to connect this to the experiences. So we want to make sure that if you have trails in your destination, if you have cycling routes in your destination, if you have motorized routes, if you have wine routes in your destination, if you have culinary experiences in a destination, that they are part of the story, so that the story becomes relatable and it becomes something where people say, wow, I found out about this, this is inspiring, now I can actually go and experience it. So this is what it's all about. As I said, we're going to also give you access to some advanced tools in terms of you know, managing your content, managing the reach of your content, getting the insights that you need. Yeah, this is maybe just a really quick glance at why we believe this works. This is sort of what our destinations clients, our destination partners are working with. Is way too often we still rely on, you know, single channel communication. You've got your social media manager who takes care of social media, and then you've got your own website, and so you have to play with that and all of that. It takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of work, and your reach is usually very limited with that. We have a centralized content management system. You get access to that content management system, and if you want, this is just an invitation, you'll be able to use that to disseminate this through a bunch of channels at the same time, multiplying your reach while at the same time reducing the effort it takes to make that happen, because we all know that we got to save some money. There's very little money now in public subsidies and stuff like that, so streamlining that probably makes sense, especially if we can still do the storytelling. Yet?
Quick question. It seems like for the users, like the people of the Good Travel Alliance, it's either I don't really need it, but thank you. Oh, sorry about that. It's either not at no cost to put your tours or very little money. And what makes you sustainable as a company is that you get your commission from the users who buy the tours. And I just want to clarify that so that I can showcase the benefits for people to join.
For us, like, thank you for bringing that up. I'm happy to be fully transparent about that. We have 2 monetization models. One is through the B2C users and one is through our B2B clients and partners. And of course, you know, all of you are welcome to become B2B clients in the future, but this is not our main objective here at the moment. At the moment, our main objective really is to give visibility to that. Also because we want to position ourselves on the market as the platform for sustainable travel. So we want to make sure that if anybody wants to find responsible travel options anywhere in the world, that they can go through us. And that's where we need you as well. So we are benefiting from you simply, you know, working together with us. This is how we monetize through user fees then. But yeah, as I said, this is just the beginning. So we want to do, yeah, this is, okay, so this is how it's going to happen, but yeah, that one is actually a good slide. So for us, this is just the beginning. We want to try this out together with you. We're very open to your suggestions in the future and to like come up with ideas together how we can use our reach, how we can use our community to create visibility for your offers. Also, like in a B2B sense, like we want to make sure that all the other destinations see what you are doing, so that they are inspired and they feel the competition a little bit, they feel the heat a little bit, that they have to do something. Jana said it this morning, the good travel stories, they have to travel from destination to destination, they have to travel from continent to continent so that we can make this a global movement. This is a start, it's not gonna solve all your problems, but we wanna work together with you on making this a reality. So we're really happy that this is happening, and yeah, we're very, very open to all suggestions on how we can utilize what we have to offer, what we bring to the table for the greater good of the Good Travel Alliance.
So it would be for putting on good travel experience?
Basically, yeah. Yeah, stories, experiences, content that you have, but we'll make sure that it's under sort of like, that it always is then also connected with the Good Travel Alliance badge, so to speak, yeah.
Other questions? We have 4 minutes.
Did I talk 11 minutes? Did I really? Gosh, this is going to go terribly tomorrow when I have 5.
So this is not specifically on outdoor active.
Yes, please.
But it is, I mean, it's something that I feel quite strongly about the Good Travel Alliance in relation to really defining the business model. Because I think all of us have worked on funded projects that, you know, have great motivation. You know, Albert is behind this. He's putting huge commitment into this to make it happen. And if it's going to be long term, the business model is absolutely critical. And I think that, you know, what we've heard 2 options around, you know, promotion of these good travel experiences, which is fantastic, and the challenges of, you know, European funding. You know, to me, the absolute key to this, and the thing that interests me, is what we're doing with Because. To me, Because what you did with Booking.com originally and their system is a game changer in terms of those of us that talk to businesses and to destinations about why they should think about, you know, being sustainable, investing in sustainable, you know, operations, etc. You know, everybody wants to know what the market opportunity is. You know, that drives people, whatever their moral position on sustainability. And the ability to put these, you know, certified accommodation or experiences, activities out through basically the Travelist Group, the big global players. You can love them, you can hate them, you can't ignore them. And, you know, the current model that Because work on, as I understand it, is, and the reason it's effective, is that it has this relationship with the certification schemes and it draws their data into the platform. So it's a quick, effective way to get the currently certified businesses out to a vast audience. And what we're trying to do in this relationship between us all is expand that to the challenge of how do you then have this assessment system for experiences that will set them in a different class. I mean, there are plenty of experiences out there that could be, you know, I mean, Jordan has hundreds of experiences that are great experiences for a visitor to have with communities. What the JTB's challenge is, how do we know which ones do the most good? How do we decide what to promote? So as a national tourist board, regional authority, tourist board in some way, how do we prioritize the ones that are good? And I think that is, and now we have the added challenge of what's the EU directive going to be? Is it green claims? Is it this, this, and this? Ultimately, they all depend on monitoring. And now we have the challenge of benchmarking. How do you know you're good? You know, you can't, doesn't matter what word you use, but basically you've got to show that you're better than something. And the only way to do that is through data. The biggest challenge, obviously, is collecting the data on this, defining what needs to be collected and collecting it. And I think that's what everyone in the room here has to really seriously think about. How do you do that? Collecting it through destinations is not easy. We've done it through another system for the last 15 years. Great systems, great ideas. The biggest challenge is getting destinations to have the capacity, not the will, but to be able to collect that data. And that's where I think, you know, Lanzarote are leading the way in terms of putting information into the system to test it and challenge it. And I think, you know, My concern is that destinations as a model for collecting data, relying on destinations alone is very fragile because of their mixed capacity, because of their, it relies on their relationship with their stakeholders to collect it. And that's what we need to think about, how, and I think in terms of, thinking about EU funding, if we could clearly lay out what the business model is, what that route to market is, and what we need for that route to market for this, alliance and the opportunity and the challenge of connecting good experiences that are assessed with the market. If we had a clear pathway of what that business model is, we then look to where we're collecting that data, what destinations need to be able to collect it, and maybe that's our EU funding sort of approach that is a sort of generic one for the GTA that could then find pots of funding, particularly for destinations, to collect that data. We've had the experience, with the Ardennes and many others that are doing that through individual areas. But to me, that's what we really need to think about, to keep really focused on what's the business model for this, because, it's a challenge that Albert has taken on, that he sees coming down the road, and he's addressed it through, with a huge amount of work that Darcy and Elizabeth have put into this. They have the frustrations that us are on the ground with destinations and have difficulties communicating that to founding members. It's constantly changing. It's an ongoing process. But that clarity of business model, I think, is the only thing that will keep it going in the long term. Sorry, that's my hobby horse. I'll shut up.
I actually just want to add to that, just some thoughts also on this, because when you mentioned business model in this, the most important part, which I see, and it's actually also going to be on my panel later, is we need to remove the reasons for not doing this. And by connecting, for example, we've already had the conversation about how do we connect our platform to Outdoor Active so that your data just flows through there. That's another reason that we are removing for you not to do it, and that's how we honestly have to see this market. When we started with Booking.com, the project, and looking at the problems, it's actually kind of in the same setting that we're starting here again. We have a marketplace who's willing to show the data. We have destinations who are willing to put in the data. We have a way to make it automatic, remove the admin burden, give you the benchmarking data so you can identify who it is. But we need this full stream. We're not going to solve this alone, because Outdoor Active is not going to solve this alone, and to be completely, and you aren't either. This is the alliance which is needed to get this up. Just some numbers. I know it's not the same exact scope, but when we started this with Booking.com back in the day, in 2022, there was 3,000 that we had identified at that point. We didn't have all certifications, but there was 3,000 hotels that were certified. That number, after 3 years, is up at 34,000 today. And that's not enough, but that's the trajectory that we need to be heading towards. And this is the ecosystem needed to do that. So this connection, if we keep building on this, is exactly where it's going to go. And it will give destinations the arguments they need to do it by bringing in the clarity. Also what Good Place does, by bringing in the return on investment after you're doing it with the travelers, with the visitors, that's exactly what we need to have this working.
Thank you, Jazz. Thank you, Alison. Thank you, Albert. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful contributions, and especially to the presenters. I've got to shake hands with Stephanie. Thank you for being here as our latest member of the destination member of the Alliance. Thank you also to the questions asked. We don't have all the answers yet, but I feel that we are actually bringing partners together that will help us create a business model not only for us, but also for countries like Jordan and for all the partners themselves, like Outdoor Active and us. I think we can create such a big synergies that will all benefit. And that's why I am really grateful that you're all here and that you have been contributing in a very positive way. And yes, we will communicate better among each other, and that's why within 1 or 2 months we will create a community, a good travel community, virtual community, so we can be in touch with each other, moderated by a few people on topics, on aspects, and on future challenges. So thank you. I want to close this now, because otherwise you won't have any lunch. Thank you.